December 19th, 2018, just days before Christmas. Tens of thousands of travelers were filling London's Gatwick airport, excited to see family, to celebrate, to escape the winter cold. And then, everything stopped. Planes grounded, flights canceled. And the reason? Not a bomb threat, not a cyber attack, but a mysterious drone, hovering somewhere in the night sky. This is the story of how a few small flying machines brought one of the world's busiest airports to its knees and left behind a mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Gatwick Airport, located just south of London, is the UK's second busiest airport, a hub for millions of passengers each year. It's a symbol of modern air travel, precision, coordination, and control. But on that cold December evening, all that control was about to vanish. Around 9 p.m., airport security reported something strange. Two small objects flying low near the perimeter fence. Drones. At first, staff thought it was a mistake. Maybe a bird, maybe a reflection. But as more reports came in, including from trained security officers, it became clear. Something was flying where no aircraft should ever be. Within minutes, Gatwick's single runway, one of the busiest in Europe, was shut down. No planes were taking off. None were landing. Thousands of passengers were stuck inside terminals, staring at departure boards that suddenly froze. Flights were diverted to other airports, Heathrow, Stansted, even as far away as Amsterdam and Paris. And outside, through the winter fog, lights flickered in the sky. Every time officials thought it was safe to reopen the runway, another drone sighting would be reported. The chaos lasted not just for hours, but days. From December 19th to the 21st, Gatwick remained crippled. Over 1,000 flights were canceled or diverted, and more than 140,000 passengers were affected. Families missed Christmas gatherings. Holiday trips were ruined. People slept on the cold airport floors, watching the news play endless drone footage on every screen. EasyJet alone lost nearly £15 million in just 2 days. And while the passengers were frustrated, authorities were baffled. Because despite all the reports, no one could actually find the drones. As the crisis deepened, Sussex police took command, joined by military units. Snipers were positioned around the airport. Helicopters with infrared scanners patrolled the skies. The army deployed a secretive Israeli-made system called the Drone Dome, capable of detecting and disabling UAVs. But the strange thing? Every time the airport prepared to reopen, the drones reappeared. Some said it felt like the operators knew the airport's procedures, maybe even that they were watching from the inside. It began to look less like mischief and more like a deliberate act of sabotage. 2 days into the chaos, police made arrests. A local couple from Crawley, both drone enthusiasts. For a brief moment, the public breathed a sigh of relief. Maybe the nightmare was over. But just 36 hours later, they were released without charge. They had nothing to do with it. The police had no suspects, no footage, not even a drone recovered. In total, there were over 100 reported drone sightings. During those 3 days, some came from passengers, some from police, and some from air traffic control. But later reviews revealed something shocking. Not one piece of verified drone footage existed. No solid radar data, no physical evidence. Some investigators even began to wonder, were there ever any drones at all? Several theories emerged. Theory 1, it was an organized attack, maybe environmental activists or hackers targeting the aviation industry. Theory 2, it was an insider job, someone with access to flight schedules and runway timings. Theory 3, it was mass hysteria, 1 or 2 false reports that spiraled into panic, magnified by fear and confusion. Even Gatwick's chief operating officer admitted, it felt targeted. The drones seemed to appear every time we tried to reopen. Yet no culprits, no motives, and no drones were ever found. By December 22nd, flights finally resumed. The chaos slowly subsided, but the damage was done. Emotionally, financially, and reputationally. The UK government called emergency meetings. Airports across the country upgraded their anti-drone defenses overnight. New laws were passed restricting drone flights near airports, with penalties of up to 5 years in prison. But the mystery, it remained. The investigation officially closed in September 2019, unsolved. Amid the technology, the politics, and the headlines, the human side often gets forgotten. Thousands of travelers, families, children, the elderly, stranded in terminals, watching the holiday spirit fade away. Some broke down in tears. Others sang Christmas carols to keep spirits alive. Airport staff worked sleepless shifts, dealing with anger, confusion, and exhaustion, all because of a threat no one could see and no one could prove. The Gatwick drone crisis exposed something far greater than a single airport's vulnerability. It showed how modern systems, powerful, complex, and interdependent, can crumble under the smallest disruption. It reminded the world that technology is a double-edged sword. A drone can film weddings or ground an entire nation's airspace. After Gatwick, airports around the world invested millions in counter-drone systems, radar shields, signal jammers, rapid response protocols. But the fear remains, because if it could happen once, it could happen again. So who was behind it? Why target Gatwick? And the biggest question of all, were there ever drones to begin with? Was it sabotage or hysteria, a planned attack, or a perfect storm of human error and paranoia? No one knows for sure, and maybe that's what makes this story so haunting. In the end, the Gatwick airport drone crisis wasn't just a story about machines. It was about fear, uncertainty, and how fragile modern order can be. Because sometimes it doesn't take a bomb or a war, just a small drone flying in the dark.